Day up and welcome to Matt's Mindful Meals. Now today's a bit different because it's a tent review, because it's a new tent day. Hooray! Everybody loves getting a new tent. Now this tent is a Nightcat tent. I've got a couple of bits of theirs already. So I've got the hammock tent, and I've also got the ultralight backpacking tent, which I think is great. So I've got this one, which is a 2 to 3 person backpacking tent. Now it's a little bit on the heavy side, I'll tell you that, but if you're going to be camping with 2 of you, you can split the weight between you, because I think it comes to in total 6.7 pound, which you split that between the 2 of you, because the main part of this tent that makes it a little bit heavier than normal is to save a little bit of money. They've gone to the glass fibre poles, you know, the old school poles before all the aluminium and carbon poles came out. So I've just taken those out. Now it's got 3 of the glass fibre poles, as you can see here. So what I'll do, I'll get this put up and I'll bring you back. See you in a minute. So I've got the inner pegged out because it's an inner up first. So now to put the 2 main poles in. Now to construct the inner up on the poles. And now for the 3rd pole, which is the grey one, for the porch area. So before we put the outer on, I'll show you the inner so you can see it in natural light. So at the top, you've got a hook to hang your light on. On the inside, you've got pockets, and you notice it's got a full bathtub. Therefore, the inside of it should be 100% waterproof, and you do get a pocket on both sides. And a double zip to allow you entry into the one main front door. And now to put the outer up. So there she is, fully set up in the standard format, all closed up. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you inside. So here I am inside the tent. It's actually a lot bigger than you think. The porch area that you're just in the outside of, you'll easily fit 3 Bergens in there. There's no rear porch area, but that doesn't matter because this area here, because of the extra pole that's there, is quite big. Now I'm quite a big lad, I'm 6 foot, and if you put 3 of you in this direction, it's not narrow, it's not long enough. So if you're quite short, it would be. So I think in this tent, for instance, you could fit 3 in, but I think it's a definite comfortable 2 tent. And I always think that anyway. So when I buy a tent, if I want a tent just for myself, I'll tend to go for a 2-man, because then you've got that extra little bit of room. But at a push, you could put 2 adults and a small child in here. Build quality so far from what I've seen putting it together is really good. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't used the extra tie-off points for the 3rd pole, because I'm not actually going to stay in this tent. However, so far I'm really impressed with this tent. But most of all, I'm going to try it up in the final way, just to show you that you've also got a rain cover for those days when you want to cook but the rain's starting to come down. So bear with me and I'll try and get that set up. So while I'm waiting for this to brew, I think I'll give you a sum up of what I think of the tent. I think build quality is really good. The zips didn't snag at all while I was pulling them, and they've got a fair few bits of Velcro to keep the weather flaps over. As I said, these pieces that go over the internal pole to keep that nice and secure if the weather gets worse. The bit where I've put the poles up at the front, so I've got a little bit of a shelter if it's drizzling and stuff, so I can cook outside like I'm showing you now, works really well. It is definitely maybe 2.5 person size, so as I say, 2 adults and maybe a small child, or unless you're three youths, for instance, like 3 teenagers, it'd be perfect for them. And when it comes to the price, we're talking, I think they've got a deal on at the moment where you get it for about 82 quid. Now that's like $100. And for that price, you can't knock it. So it's nice and sturdy. Weighs 6.7 pounds. So, you know, you're talking about 3 and a bit kilos. But if you take the poles out and one person has the poles, you've nigh on halved that straight away. So, yeah, I'd give it a great big thumbs up. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my brew, and hopefully you'll come back and watch my videos when I'm cooking. I'm camping this weekend, and I think I'm going to bake some salmon. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Ta!